This is definitely a coffee day. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. So, today's Sunday. Technically, the beginning of a new week, but I never understood that. You know, we call it the weekend, but then the first square on every week of a calendar is Sunday. In my mind, the week begins on Monday, but I've already finished editing last week's video, so might as well just get a jump on the one for this week. So what we're going to be doing is I learned a couple things from last week's video and about how I'm going to continue doing the series, how I'm going to be able to stay up on it. I think that one thing I'm going to do is, well, I'm still not going to script. These videos are going to be kind of stream of consciousness. But one thing that we got to do, since the goal of this series is to document the journey to becoming a full-time musician every single day, I need to document what I'm doing specifically on that day to work towards that goal. And luckily, today, we actually have time to do the most important thing about being a musician, making music. I'm actually gonna finally dive into Ableton and work on a new track. I'm super excited about this. What I'm thinking is every month I'll get 3 tracks basically done, and then on the 4th week of every month I'll pick one of those 3 tracks to fully polish and get fully mastered. I've been really diving deep into mixing tutorials and just getting back up to speed with mixing techniques. There's so much that has happened since I've been in school, and we didn't do a lot specifically on EDM when I was in mixing and mastering school, or I was in audio engineering school. I did just get a really cool new plugin. Someone that I follow on YouTube highly recommended the ep.2 plugin. He has the hardware version, but the hardware is like $7,000 or so on Sweetwater. Boom! Look at that beautiful beast. This mastering chain is gonna have that. My Shadow Hills mixing compressor, master bus compressor. This black box saturator, Ozone 10 for the imager and maximizer, and then we have this meter on the very end here, which is super cool. So we're gonna dive into that today, but first I do have to make some thumbnails. Other than that, that's pretty much what we're on today, so let's get to it. All right, now that that's over with, I can actually get to making some music. So let's go ahead and hop back into Ableton and check out this track I'm working on. So I have terrible luck, and I also just had a massive fucking heart attack. In the middle of working on my template set and figuring out a new way to do some, mix bus. It's like bus top-down mixing, a couple of techniques that I'm combining from different mixers. My fucking Ableton set just crashed in the middle of doing that. My Ableton almost never crashes for me. And when I opened it back up, it said that my default set was corrupted and couldn't be opened. And then I'm like, that sucks, but I guess I'll just start rebuilding it. So I go to my user library, and my user library is empty. Nothing there. A little bit freaked out, but not like full panic mode yet. Closed Ableton, and then I go to my Finder, and I click on my music drive, which is this external SSD. And it's not responding. It's blank. It's empty. I can't eject it. I can't see any of the data on it. And now I'm in full panic mode. I might have just lost my music drive, which has all my projects on it. There's my entire Ableton library. I have a backup, but it's a really old backup, and a lot of my new stuff is not on there. So I shut down my new Mac Studio, pull the drive, and load it up onto my laptop. And luckily it reads, all my information is there, and I'm like, okay, this is it's a good step in the right direction. Next, I plug it back into the studio, fire up that computer, and then it's reading on there again, and then I fire up Ableton, and Ableton is like, it loaded my default set, which is fine, and it's seeing the library, and now it's just populating. I'm gonna continue to work and hope that that doesn't fucking happen again, and if it does happen again, I'm gonna hope that it doesn't corrupt my drive. I only have a very limited amount of time to make music. I have to balance my time very carefully, and this is the first time in a long time that I've actually been able to sit down and make music, do it. And when things like fucking full-on Ableton crashes, or last night my push was acting up, and right now it's not even being. It would turn on. It would do this right there where it glows, and then it would never turn on after that. My equipment has been acting up really badly over the last couple days, and it's really started to piss me off. Really hope that everything is normal, and I can get back to work. Wish me luck. Well, I think that's all I got in me for day one. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little disappointed with my progress. I think I learned a lot about how to structure the actual routing for the track. I learned that I can't put too many plugins in, but I also kind of learned that I don't really need to put in a lot of plugins. I have some, like I was saying earlier in the video, I have a lot of really awesome analog emulation plugins. I was trying to kind of put those on all of the bus tracks, and it just overloaded the system, and I was trying to play in parts or sing in a beatbox, and it just it added too much delay to make it work. So, and I looked back through through that Mumbai Power that Skrillex did, his project file, and yeah, it's really cool to see all the routing is right, but I just cannot nail down the writing. I can't nail down getting sounds onto the canvas. And it's really hard for me to break through this block. I think I might just need to write some kicks and snares, or write some drum parts and move on from there. But there's a lot in my way that I'm just struggling with, and it's really hard. It's really hard to go through this and just be like, man, what am I missing? What's the next piece of this puzzle? I am really happy with that. I've got routing all set up. Oh man, there's just nowhere to put a microphone on a t-shirt. I've got the routing all set up, and I've got a new, shiny, brand new default template to start working on, which I think is going to be a great place to start. But man, I need to break through the barrier of actually being able to construct a drop all the way through. So I think what I'm going to do is dive into some sound design, but I can't do that tonight. I have to go to work. Maybe I'll be able to get a short day in, just make $50 real quick. It's pretty much all where I'm at. It's not busy right now, but we'll activate and see where I have to go. If I was at a point where I could sustain myself off of either the YouTube channel, or if I was getting enough gigs, and I'm really excited to get that double up gig. I don't know if I announced that earlier in the video, but I would be able to sit here and keep working on stuff. I would probably go take my dog for a nice walk and just kind of clear my head, and probably get some liquor. But that's it for now. I can't really keep grinding on this. It's going to hurt my brain. But we'll keep things going tomorrow, and I'll check in with you then. All right, so it's day 2 of working on music every day, documenting the journey. I have some new ideas about how I'm going to be producing music. One thing that I always struggle with is getting the whole track. I want to have a vision of what the whole track is, because I'm not very good at programming dubstep drops and all that. I just get lost in the weeds. So what I decided to do was go ahead and just fully write songs. So I have a song I'm working on. I wrote the whole song out. I've basically just kind of just improv it on piano and sang it, and now I've got a structure. And that's pretty sweet. So I know where the intro is, the verse is, then the drop is basically in dubstep or in EDM music. The drop is like your chorus, and then I kind of have a chorus part, and so I have the whole song structured, which is awesome. Now I can actually go in and I beatboxed over it. So then I'm gonna go. Now that I have the whole song done, the next thing is gonna be drums. Let's get the drums done, and then let's move to bass, and then I can start to work on the synths that I'm not very good at. So there's that. That's what I had to do. But I kind of am running out of time on that because I have some other things that I have to get done. I am editing the video from yesterday. That's up on the screen right now. And we have a new guest booked for Wednesday. This guy is, let's see, what's his name? Remy Days Music. Make sure I got this right. Bro. Bam! So I needed to make an Instagram post. It's this guy, Remy Days. I found this photo of him. He was standing in the forest in the actual photo that he took. So I cropped him out of that picture and then just put a different forest behind it so it still has the same vibe. I think that's pretty cool. So that's now up on my Instagram for promo. So I did that. I'm gonna finish editing this and I might get back to a little bit of music production, and that's what's going on today. But I'm hungry, so we're gonna go get a burrito from Raleigh Burritos. This place has the best breakfast burritos in the area. It's mostly because they have incredible tortillas. So I'll put it on this jacket and let's get headed over there. Bumper. He's my special boy. Don't worry, we'll go in a little bit. I'll take you out. I'll take you for a you-know-what to the you-know-where. Did I get your eye bugs? Bumper's blind, so he always has... His eyes are always messed up. They got these little boogies. He doesn't like me when I get them, but you gotta get them out of his eyes. There we go, bubbles. I'll be back. All right, thank you. Got the fucking bag, yo. Oh, man, dude, you can smell that tortilla. You can smell the tortilla because of the way it's cooked. They use the lard, the manteca, the goat. I'm gonna check out the rest of this Busy Works Beats video with Weaver. Weaver Beats video beefing with Busy Works Beats. It fucking copyright claimed him. That's some bullshit, dude. You get that check and you're blaming... You get that check knowing that you beat down the black community, separated families. Bro, if your wife is looking at you differently and separating you from your kid... You can't blame another content creator for that. That's fucking dumb shit, dude. You're responsible ultimately for the things that happen to you in your life. Everything. Every decision that you make comes down to this. So I'm gonna go check out that video and I'll catch up with you guys back at the house. Okay, so we got the food. We're good to go. Now, I was doing a little bit of thinking while I was in the car. And I think one of the reasons why I struggle with producing is because I struggle with sound design. I still have not quite conquered the whole sound design aspect. And another thing that's kind of specific to me in the way that I think about music, especially coming from a more classically trained background in jazz, classical, rock, is I definitely like the song structure. So I like the idea. The first idea was to get down the song structure by playing this whole song out on piano. I've noticed that even like the most heavy rhythmy sounds can still be broken down to a piano note. Like if we think like wow 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 do 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 do. It's a note, but the wow wow, all the different parts of it. So it's like there's got to be some envelopes on the sound. So that's what I need to learn. I can't use presets. I've tried so many times to use presets, but I can never find a preset that sounds like what I'm thinking of in my head. So I think the only fucking possible route for me is to learn how to actually design sounds. So when I hear a sound in my head, I know how to apply the envelope for that. So it's 1:30 now. I'm gonna finish doing the edit on this. on yesterday's stuff for the video. I'm gonna post last week's video, and then I'm just gonna dive into some sound design tutorials until it's time to go to work. So that's my plan for the rest of the day. That's what we did here on day 2. I will see you guys again tomorrow. All right, new plan. Tutorials. We're just gonna dive into tutorials. I still can't fucking do it. Oh, I had a bit of a breakdown last night. Trying to just wrap my brain around the fact that I still cannot get through the dubstep drop. Just can't do it. Just can't get there. So what we're going to do in today's session is just, we're going to look at tutorials on, specifically on dubstep drops. We're going to go through some tracks that I really want to sound like, and we're going to try again. Again. So fucking close. I can feel it. It's in my grasp, but it's still just fucking not there. So that's today. Well, I've got a couple tutorials pulled up. There's about several hours of material. I'm just gonna dive in, and we're gonna just make some beats, and we're gonna try and make some drops, and make this happen. Finally, it has to happen. I have to figure this out, because I feel like once I crack the code on dubstep drops, I'm able to write music. I'm able to actually create melodic and harmonic function. It's just the fucking sound design and the sequencing and the writing of the drop part that I still can't fucking grasp. I can hear it in my head. It is so frustrating that I can hear the sound that I want in my fucking head. I can beatbox it. I can figure out the notes. I can figure out the arrangement, but I just still can't get that final thing across the finish line. And God, is it frustrating. All right, let's go. Let's take a crack at it. Gotta roll it. Kick ass. So I just do like ever so small amount of correcting. If I'm like if I'm slightly off, I don't correct. But if it's like really off, then I'll push it back on. But even these ones that are like really, really swung out, I can see the ones I corrected are not swung out enough. So maybe I'll actually bring these ones in slightly. Yeah, the first hit, the F3 is on the beat perfectly. I did that perfect, but the next one I swung it early. So that's why I don't use groove. I don't use swing. I try to put it in all my parts by hand, and it comes along pretty nice. Let's see what we got here so far. Okay, I think I did it. I think I actually made a huge amount of progress towards my goal. I grinded all day. I found a great tutorial specifically about Skrillex. And because, you know, if you've seen the first episode in this series, you would know that Skrillex was the main inspiration behind what I'm doing now. So basically I made a Xena clone. So we're about to take a quick listen to my Xena clone. I've got the drop. The drop isn't great, but I understand the fundamentals of it now. So now it's just it's gonna take grinding until I can get it. And tonight I pretty much, my brain is shot. I'm already doing shots. It's our Friday night. And I've got Trevor coming tomorrow. I'm gonna show this to Trevor in the morning. He's a great bass music producer. He's gonna give you some pointers. We're gonna spend some more time tomorrow going through this. And figuring it out further, but I think I've maxed out what I could learn today, and I feel like I'm actually finally making progress, which is a huge step in the right direction and was really difficult for me to deal with. So without further ado, here's the track that I made so far today. It's a Xena clone. It's a Skrillex Xena clone attempt, and it's all right. It's not bad. The Reese bass and the sub bass. I want to bring out the kicks a little more. This is just ideas. It's pretty much just the same from there. That's cool. I can hear that it's there, that the parts are there. It's just going to take a little more work, a little more time to get down into the nitty gritty. I'm starting to understand it. That's the main point. There was a huge quantum leap in my understanding of how to make bass music that happened today that I'm very fucking excited about. God, it's about fucking time. I've been working so hard at this. I knew I was close. I'm just that much closer. All right, tomorrow is a huge day. We have the guests coming by. We have Trevor's going to be here in the studio making music with us. He's coming by. I'm gonna vlog a bunch of the experience with him, and I'm gonna show him this track. I kind of want to work on something else with him that it's kind of a secret idea. I'm not gonna reveal it here on this video, but see how it goes, man. That was big. It's currently 9:17. That means I have about 40 minutes that I can continue to make noise. I've exhausted my production brain for the day, but I still really want to do stuff. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to practice DJing for the rest of the night. And then I'm going to help my wife make burgers. Awesome. Today was an awesome day. Huge amount of progress. Very, very excited. Love you guys. See you next week.